Welcome to God's Message Now Today channel, a channel dedicated to bringing you the most inspiring and uplifting messages. To help you connect with God, subscribe for more videos. Today, we will be talking about the topic, This is Your Fault. Deleting soon, my beloved child. Come close, closer still, and listen. Listen it just with your ears, but with your entire yearning soul. Listen for the familiar sound you have forgotten, a whisper that has eternally enveloped your heart. Even before you took your first breath in this world, this is not a foreign call from a distant place. This is the echo of your own true home. You are under my wings. Let this phrase seep into every fiber, every cell, every beat of your heart. This is not a mere saying, not a literary metaphor or an empty comfort. This is a covenant of protection, an unbreakable oath, a truth more solid than the ground beneath your feet and more eternal than the stars shimmering in the night sky. What is this covenant of protection? It is the sacred assurance that you are in a space of absolute safety. Imagine a divine, tender embrace, an invisible fortress surrounding you, shielding you perfectly. Within this embrace, no toxic arrow of the world can penetrate. Within this fortress, no darkness can touch you, unless and only unless it is allowed by my hand. For a higher purpose you cannot yet see. I know the world you live in. I see it with perfect clarity. It is a world often full of storms, is it not? The violent storms of doubt, the raging tempests of fear, and the tornadoes of loneliness, threatening to unravel the very fabric of your soul, leaving you feeling lost and shattered. But even amidst the most frantic tempest, even when its roar drowns out all hope, know this: beneath those vast wings there is a refuge, a sanctuary meant only for you. This refuge is not built of brick and mortar. It is woven from the purest threads of love and my eternal vigilance. And this shelter is not distant or abstract. It is right here, right now. It is immediate and intimate, holding you in a presence that watches over you with a jealous care, a love so fierce it desires that nothing should harm my treasure. I see every tear you hold back in the dead of night when you think no one is watching. I hear every sigh that weighs upon your chest when the burdens of life become too much to bear. I feel every silent cry that escapes from the depths of your soul, even when you yourself are not aware of them. In those moments, know that I am there, my beloved. I am there. Even when your eyes cannot see me, even when your heart is too numb to feel my presence, trust in my word. The air around you, the very atmosphere you breathe, is thick with my promise. A promise to shelter you, to protect you, and to bring rest to your weary soul. Perhaps you are thinking, if I am truly under your wings, why is life still so full of hardship? Why do I still feel pain? That is a valid question, one born from a sincere heart seeking truth. And I want you to know, being under my wings does not mean a life without trouble. It is not a promise of a land immune to all storms. Being under my wings is an assurance of my sovereignty over every trouble that dares to approach you. Think of the image of a mother bird. When the wind howls and danger lurks, she does not dispel the storm. She does not stop the thunder. But what does she do? She gathers her fragile, vulnerable young beneath her warm plumage. Outside, the wind still blows, the rain still falls. But beneath those wings, there is safety. There is warmth, there is protection. I gather you in the same way, and you might wonder, why do the storms sometimes feel relentless? Why does the weight of sorrow press so heavily? Why does the night seem endless? My beloved child, believe me when I say that all these questions echo in my heart as well, not because I do not know the answers, but because I feel your pain as my own. I allow hardship to touch the soil of your life, not to destroy you. I allow it to refine you, to awaken you, so that you may realize your own profound need for my sustaining grace. In comfort and ease, the human soul often slumbers. It is in the trial, in the pressure, that one discovers what they are truly made of, and more importantly, that they need a strength greater than their own. So, look at your struggles with new eyes. They are not meaningless. They are not punishment. They are steps. Steps that lead you deeper, ever deeper, into the safety of my wings. It is a place where all your brokenness is mended with love. A place where all your weakness is held in. A strength that far surpasses your own finite capacity. Take a moment, right now, and discover for yourself the treasure you carry within. The truth that in this refuge, there is your shelter, your fortress, your eternal home. So many in this world are scrambling for safety. They seek it in the fleeting arms of others. They build defensive walls of self-reliance, of possessions, of prestige. But those walls are only sand, and those hopes will surely crumble before the inevitable waves of life. But you have a different invitation. I invite you now, my child. Release the burden of fighting alone. Lay down the weary weapons of self-defense and lean fully into this divine protection. Let me be your stronghold. Every beat of my wings over your life, whether you feel it or not, is a commitment that says, you are never forgotten. Every fear you hide in the darkest corners of your soul is known to me. Every secret longing of your heart is watched over by me with an infinite tenderness. Do you hear? You do not have to prove your worth to enter this sacred space. You do not have to achieve some standard of perfection. You do not need to be deserving. My love is not something to be earned. It is a gift freely given. A gift that has been poured out for you long before you ever recognized your need for it. So come, rest in this truth. Let the gentle, steady rhythm of my wings quiet the storms raging within you. Now, imagine another moment. Picture a great bird soaring in the heavens. The sky, with its currents and its weather, dictates the external journey. But it is the bird's own wings that determine the grace and safety of that flight. Those wings catch the currents, using them to lift itself higher. So it is with my wings. They are not only a refuge, they are your uplifting strength. They carry you high above the chaos and confusion of the world, to soar where the currents of heaven are most favorable. Therefore, you are invited not just to cower in fear beneath these wings. That is only the starting point. You are invited to experience freedom. You are invited to soar with courage and hope. Soar, my child. Live a life unchained by fear. Pursue the dreams I have placed in your heart. Know that even as you fly, even as you ascend, there is a guardian ever watchful at your side, ensuring you never fly alone. The winds of life may buffet you. They may try to push you off course, but they do not have the final say. The final say belongs to me. My wings stretch far beyond what your eyes can see. They are a celestial fortress, and from that high place, you can see the promise of the dawn, even while the night still lingers. Will you let this truth settle in you? That no matter how fierce the battle or how long the night, you are held in a love that never fails. Ever. This is not just a call to comfort. It is a call to boldness. The courage to believe in the unseen. The courage to walk on the waters of the unknown. Why? Because you are held securely by hands that never tire or falter. The sanctuary of my wings invites you into a holy intimacy. A place where your deepest fears can be spoken without judgment. A place where they can be transformed into faith. So, will you trust me this time? When I declare that you need not be afraid, that under this covering, you will find strength for today and hope for all your tomorrows. The journey you are on is sacred, though it may be unseen by many, though the world may not recognize it. Your steps are marked by the imprint of my wings, always moving you forward, Dot. So, rise up, my beloved, stand tall. Walk with the certainty that you are not alone, you are not abandoned, and you are loved deeply, fiercely, and eternally. Dot, do not turn from this protection now. Do not hesitate at the threshold. Step fully into the embrace that is forever yours. Your refuge is here. Your sacred place is now. Receive it, my dear one. I see you, not in the way the world sees. I see the quiet ache within you, the silent sorrow that does not always find words, yet cries out ceaselessly in the language of your heart. I know that at times, the burden you carry feels heavier than anyone could possibly imagine. You wrestle with shadows that seem to linger longer as the days grow cold. You fight against doubts that whisper lies into your ear, precisely at the moments when your soul should be resting in peace. I am fully aware of those terrifyingly quiet moments when you feel utterly isolated, as if even the light I give has slipped beyond your grasp into an unreachable distance. You feel the silence around you and wonder, where are you? But hear me now. Listen closely. I am not a distant echo or a faint hope. I am not a memory from the past. I am here, Dot, closer than your own breath. Steadfast through every storm and every stillness alike. The struggles you face are not hidden from me. They are not trivial details in a vast universe. No, they are etched upon my heart. I have witnessed every one of your battles, every internal fracture caused by wounds, both new and old, wounds that have scarred you since childhood. Perhaps you have mistaken your endurance for solitude. You have believed that the silence around you mirrors a silence from me. You have feared that my patience has finally run out on you. Oh, my beloved child, remember this. My presence is not measured by the noise around you, nor by the fervor in your prayers. My presence is measured by a deep, unshakable, and unwavering commitment. A commitment made before time began. I wait for you. I wait with all the tenderness of a gardener tending a delicate bloom. I do not rush it to open. I do not grow impatient when it has not yet stretched itself tall. I nourish it, water it, and wait for it to blossom in its proper season. This waiting, this quiet space you feel, is not emptiness. It is sacred space. It is where healing begins to take root, deep beneath the surface, where the naked eye cannot see. And I do not rebuke your questions, nor do I resent your confusion. In fact, it delights me when you bring them before me, for it is a sign of trust. It is the courage to lay bare your most tangled thoughts without fear that I will turn you away. Let this truth envelop you. No matter how convoluted your doubts or how heavy your past, my love remains your unshakable refuge, even when you feel unworthy, even when you feel irreparably broken. My mercy is fresh and new every single morning, ready to renew your strength with the gentlest of hands. I am your shield when fear rises like violent waves, and I am your guide when the path ahead seems swallowed by darkness. If your soul is yearning for peace, do not shy away from this vulnerable place. Do not run from the stillness. Step into the space where your wounds meet my grace. Lean into my embrace, where every tear is treasured and every sigh is heard. The silence you feel is often my still, small voice urging you. Rest, my child, trust, and receive the healing that only I can give. There is no condemnation here, only the promise of gentle restoration, painted with infinite patience and boundless love. Do not retreat into the shadows of your heart any longer. Instead, turn toward me. Turn your face to me, the light that never fades. I understand the seasons of life when hope feels fragile as a weak flame trembling before a relentless wind. You try to shield it, to protect it, but you feel exhausted and helpless. My dear one, in those moments, remember that I am the eternal flame, burning steadily and constantly. A fire not to consume, but to illuminate and to warm. When you cannot find the words to pray, when exhaustion has stolen all language, do not strive. Simply sit in the silence with me. Your presence is the most beautiful prayer. When your heart is tired of trying, of carrying, of fighting, lay your burdens down. Place them at my feet, for I long to carry them with you. You are not abandoned, nor are you forgotten. Every tear you have shed, not one has fallen to the ground in vain. They are all kept safely in the chambers of my heart, like precious jewels. Please, do not let the lies of despair take root in your soul. The whispers that you have gone too far, that you are too broken, that you are no longer of value, that is the greatest lie ever spoken. You are treasured beyond all measure. You are crafted with intention and purpose, and you are being held by a hand that never lets go. I am here, patient and true, working through every trial and every one of your doubts, not to punish you, but to draw you closer to me, to form you into the fullness of who you were created to be. So, take one step now, just one, a single, quiet step into my healing presence and unshakable love. Feel the rhythm of my patience, beating in time with your own. Will you reach out and rest in this divine stability? Let this moment right now be a turning point, a place where you decide to refuse the darkness, a final word in your life. My beloved child, I am here, and I am gentle. Trust me to guard your weary soul, for I am your refuge and your strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Open your heart to the sacred stillness between us, for there, in that quiet, you will find whispers of hope. You will hear the gentle promise of peace, and you will feel the solid foundation of my eternal love. Now, I want to speak of another burden, a weight that is perhaps even heavier than pain and fear, an invisible burden. I see the loads you carry, the hidden weights that press upon your heart and cloud the clarity of your soul. It is the shadow of guilt and shame. Though invisible to others, they are ever present in your thoughts. They whisper lies. They condemn you cruelly, far beyond what you deserve. They cause you to look in the mirror and see only failures, mistakes, and stains. And I long, oh, how I long to speak gently to the parts of you that believe they are unworthy, the parts that feel unlovable, the parts that feel irreparably tainted by past choices and mistakes. Hear me now, my child. Hear my word clearly. You are more precious than all the jewels of the earth combined. I have woven you with infinite care and purpose. The guilt and shame you feel, they are like chains forged in the fires of misunderstanding. They bind your soul to moments long past, yet they echo relentlessly in your mind like a never-ending sentence. But I am the breaker of chains. I'm the one who tears down the walls that imprison the soul. No accusation, whether from yourself or from others, can stand when I have declared you clean and beloved. The robe I clothe you in is not one stained by error. No, I have stripped that from you. The robe I give you is brilliantly white, radiant with a purity forged in my infinite mercy. So, do not let the harsh, grating voice of guilt drown out the tender whisper of my love. When you stumble, and you will stumble, I do not stand at a distance waiting to condemn. I am right there, with arms outstretched to lift you from the depths. The path of restoration is not always smooth or quick. I know this, but every single step you take toward me is a step away from the grip of shame. I see the courage it takes to face your own brokenness. I see the bravery it takes to confront the shadows that have haunted your thoughts. And I am proud of the strength that lies within you, a strength you sometimes fail to recognize in yourself. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. My creation is designed not just for grace, but for victory. Victory over every accusation that tries to steal your joy. Remember, The forgiveness that flows from my heart is like a mighty river, endless, unshakable, and generous beyond all human comprehension. It is not a reward given to the worthy. It is a gift waiting to cover weary and heavy-laden souls. Your mistakes are not barriers to my love. They are doorways through which my compassion enters your life anew each morning. It is not in your perfection that you find me. It is in your honest brokenness that you will find my presence closest. I do not count your faults to condemn you. I gather your tears of repentance and weave them into lessons of humility and wisdom. So, do not hide. Do not shrink back. Come to me with a soul that is bare and vulnerable, for it is there that you will find healing and justice wrapped in boundless kindness. I am patient with you, far beyond what you can imagine. The seasons of your heart's healing are unique, and I will walk faithfully with you through every waiting period, through every painful pause. Though the grip of shame may feel like a persistent fog, my light will either dispel the darkness or pierce through it until clarity reigns in your soul. You do not have to earn my love. You do not have to exhaust yourself trying. It is given freely, unwavering, and constant. When your heart falters under the weight of regret, lean into my embrace and find renewed strength. I hold your most fragile moments as sacred, and in them lies the tender promise of your restoration. And now, perhaps you are asking the hardest question of all. But how can I forgive myself? How can I let go when my failures seem too many, too great? Oh, my dear one, self-forgiveness is not something you conjure from nothing. Self-forgiveness, first and foremost, is born in the seed of my forgiveness for you. When you choose to fully receive my forgiveness, you are allowing a healing balm to flow over every wound, every painful memory. It mends, it restores, and it transforms. I am the author of second chances. I am the rewriter of the final chapters of every story. And I say this to you. No story, including yours, is written beyond the borders of redemption. The voices of guilt, the whispers of shame, the loud accusations, they will all be silenced when my truth becomes your stronghold. And what is that truth? This truth is, you belong to me. You are chosen. And you are loved with an everlasting love, one that is not swayed by human error. Consider the moving stories of mercy, the first have shown throughout history. Stories where brokenness was turned into beauty, where the lost were found, where the rejected became heirs of grace. Your story is no different in my eyes. Let your past be the fertile ground that nourishes your new growth, rather than a chain that binds you in despair. It is by my hand that your past sins find forgiveness. And it is through your willingness to trust in my cleansing power that your soul is made whole again. Do not carry shame like a heavy cloak any longer. Lay it down at my feet, where righteous judgment and infinite mercy coexist in perfection. You may still feel unworthy. You may still tremble at the thought of complete acceptance. But I say to you now, my beloved child, you are welcome. A welcome as deep as the ocean and as constant as the stars shining above. I do not flinch at your brokenness, for I see beyond it. I see the radiant light that is your true self. And when freed from condemnation, this light, this divine spark, it bears my image and reflects my glory. That is what I treasure infinitely. And that is why I call you by name and delight in your presence continually. So, will you allow me to quench the fires of guilt that burn so unfairly within you? As you rest in my patient love, let me gently teach you how to forgive yourself, just as I have forgiven you. This is not a burden I expect you to carry alone. This is a sacred journey we will embark upon together. With every breath, receive my grace more fully, and walk in the freedom I have already given you. Do not rush your healing. It will unfold in the quiet transactions of my spirit with your heart. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I will not abandon you. Look into my face and feel the comforting warmth of my unshakable love surrounding you. My beloved child, in the quietest depths of your soul, there is a wellspring of healing that I placed there for you from the very beginning. I see every splinter that causes a sharp pain. I see every shattered piece that you have tried to hopefully hide away, believing this pain must be borne in silence. But I have not called you to a life of brokenness without restoration. I am the healer of all wounds, even those invisible to the human eye. And my hand is ever ready to touch your most vulnerable places. Consider the tapestry of your life. Every thread, every color has been woven by me with intention, even when it seems frayed or torn in places. The moments you have endured, the betrayals, the losses, the regrets, they are all threads that carry a story. But no single thread is the final stitch, because I, the master weaver, am weaving redemption into every single one. When you feel overwhelmed by the weight of the past, know that I am here, gently drawing you toward wholeness. Healing is not a distant dream. It is an unfolding reality as soon as you open your heart to my presence. Healing is not always a quick process. It is a journey of patience and trust. A journey of allowing your brokenness to be held gently by me instead of being roughly pushed away by you. Picture me as a master weaver, patiently drawing your heart into my hands and slowly binding your wounds with the golden threads of grace and mercy. Your scars, they will not disappear, but they will become emblems of survival. Reminders that you have walked through the darkness, but have emerged into the light, upheld by my constant love. There is a sacredness in the way I mend what is torn. I do not erase your story. I refine it. I transform it into a testimony of resilience, of faith, and of my unending care. Your pain has not been ignored by me. It has been laid bare before me in its entirety, with no detail too small, no tear unseen. Let this truth sink into you now. I am not distant or cold. I am intimately acquainted with your suffering, and I am present to infuse healing into your weary heart. Healing also means letting go. It involves releasing the burden of resentment and bitterness that may have anchored you in the past. I know how difficult it is to forgive those who have hurt you, or to forgive yourself for mistakes made. However, forgiveness is a key, a golden key that unlocks the door through which healing can flow freely. And trust me, I will walk beside you as you take these difficult steps, for you do not have to bear this path alone. Do not let fear overtake you as you let go of your layers of defense. It is safe to be vulnerable with me. Let your story be seen for what it is, complex, wounded, but precious beyond all measure. Let my love wash over your pain, and you will find the heaviness beginning to lift, replaced by a lightness your soul has long craved. Every moment you invite me in, your heart becomes more spacious, more open to receive joy and peace. There is no timeline for healing. There is only my faithful presence, a steady light shining through your darkest nights. When loneliness creeps in, remember that I am holding you close, like a mother holds her small child. You are never abandoned or forgotten. My care for you is constant and tender. Engage with me in this sacred process. Speak honestly about your wounds, your confusion, and also your hopes. Let us walk through these valleys of healing together, hand in hand, heart to heart. Your vulnerability is not a weakness. It is the gateway to experiencing my strength in a deep and personal way. Healing not only transforms your pain, but it transforms your very being, lifting you to a place of deeper trust and renewed purpose. As you rest in my love, you will begin to see yourself as I see you, worthy of all the restoration my grace offers. Do not rush or demand instant change. Surrender to the gentle unfolding of the process. The more you embrace my healing, the more you become a radiant reflection of my love and restoration to others who are struggling. Ponder this. My beloved child, your healing is a sacred act of my love. Lean into my embrace and let your heart be softened and made new. Refuse to carry the burden of pain alone. Let me share that load with you. Will you take my hand now and trust the journey of restoration? Your soul is yearning for this peace, and I am here to offer it freely. If your heart is stirring with thee, desire for healing, do not turn away. Allow me to begin this work anew within you, to fill the empty spaces with hope, and to create beauty from what once seemed irreparably broken. You are more precious than any wound, and I am here to restore you completely. My beloved child, in the quiet moments when your heart trembles under the weight of fear and anxiety, know that I am closer than your next breath, closer than the shadows that cling to the edges of your mind. Fear can be a thief, seeking to steal your peace and blind you to the light I have placed within you. Anxiety can beat against your soul like relentless waves, threatening to submerge your spirit in a sea of doubt and despair. Yet, amidst these turbulent waters, I am your harbor of peace. I am your safe refuge, where your heart can find rest. Do not fight against the trembling of your soul. Bring it before me in all its honesty and surrender. Let your anxiety become a whispered prayer, carried on the wind to me, the one who hears and understands beyond all human knowing. My dear one, fear is not a decree over your life, nor is it a permanent mark that defines your journey. It is but a thin, obscuring veil, and I am calling you to lift it. I have placed courage within you. It is not the absence of fear. It is a steady light that shines right through it. This courage is the echo of my voice in your spirit, whispering truths that silence the lies the enemy tries to sow. When your night feels endless and your doubts roar louder than hope, remember that I am the stillness behind the storm. The same power that raised the mighty mountains is the wind beneath your wings. Do not let fear dictate your story, for I am writing it with promises of redemption and victory. Consider the lily of the field and the birds of the air. They do not toil in anxiety over tomorrow, yet their every need is met with tender care. Your worrying cannot add a single moment to your life, nor can it improve a single situation. When you lay your anxious heart at my feet, you are inviting me into your most fragile places. And there, in the very spaces created by fear, I will plant seeds of peace and assurance. My peace is not like the fleeting quiet the world promises. It is a deep-rooted peace that sustains you regardless of your external circumstances. Let this peace take root in the hidden chambers of your soul, where doubt often seeks to dwell. I am intimately familiar with every one of your fears. I know every thought that stirs unrest within you. You are not alone in this battle. When it feels as though I have withdrawn in silence, remember that my silence is a sacred space, a pause for you to gather strength for what lies ahead. In that quiet, I am shaping you, forging you into one who is stronger than the storms that beat against you. You may feel abandoned, but abandonment is a lie I refuse to speak. I am the one who never lets go. My hand holds you firm when you falter. Rest in my unshakable presence and trust that even when you cannot see my face, I am silently weaving a tapestry of hope and restoration for you. Do not fear the unknown, my child, for I am the creator of all beginnings and all endings. The future, with all its uncertainties, is held securely in my hands. Anxiety only dominates your mind when you imagine you must conquer life's challenges alone. But I am your eternal companion, walking beside you through every dark valley. When relentless questions haunt your soul and the weight of what-ifs threatens to crush you, bring your fears to me without a trace of shame. I welcome the rawness of your heart, the trembling, the tears, the desperate whispers for release. There is no shame in your struggle. There is only the beginning of a deeper intimacy with me, This vulnerability is the very bridge from despair. To hope. See your fear not as a cage, but as an invitation to trust me more fully. I do not promise a life without trials, but I do promise to be your protector and your guide through every dark path. When you find yourself on the verge of surrender, remember that my strength is made perfect in your very weakness. Your weariness is known to me. Your burden is felt by me. Let your soul rest in the assurance that I am working all things together for your good. Even when the night seems long and the path uncertain, my love for you is not conditioned on your strength or composure. It is unshakable and eternal. Bring your restless heart to me today. Lay it down, my dear one, and listen no longer to the voice of fear. Listen to my voice, calm, steady, and sure. Allow my spirit to breathe peace into your every anxious thought, and replace the trembling with courage. Feel my arms surrounding you, holding you in a peace that passes all human understanding. In this divine exchange, you will find renewal. The anxiety that once gripped you will loosen its hold, and the light of my presence will lead you forward. Let this truth settle in you. You are never more loved than in your most vulnerable moments. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace the tenderness of my comfort, and trust that I am turning your fear into faith, your storm into stillness, and your doubt into unshakable hope. My beloved child, I have seen the chaos that stirs in your heart. The shadows of fear, anxiety, and doubt cloud your spirit, making the path ahead seem uncertain and perilous. These feelings grip you like storms, lashing a fragile ship on a vast, unpredictable sea. I understand the depth of your unrest, but I did not design your soul to be a prisoner to such fears. I created you to rise above them in the strength of my perfect love. So hear me one last time, and let this word reshape your reality. Fear is not a prison. It is a doorway inviting you into a deeper trust. Anxiety is not an unstoppable roar. It is merely a whisper that can be silenced by the profound peace I give you. Doubt is not the enemy of faith. It is a test and an invitation for you to draw closer, to ask me, and to receive clarity, understanding, and a faith that is even stronger than before. The fear that grips you is not because I have abandoned you. No, even when the night seems endless and the silence grows deafening, I am there, an unseen hand holding yours in the dark. The weight you feel is not meant to crush you, but to bring you to a place where you must lean on me more, where your trust in my goodness will outweigh your fear of the unknown. Worry is an uninvited guest. Why carry the burden of tomorrow into today, when I, the God of all time, hold both your past and your future in the palm of my hand? To embrace anxiety is to forget the solid rock on which your life is built, my unchanging, eternal care. When your heart flutters, remember that I am the anchor, unseen but unbreakable, holding you steady. You are not made to succumb to anxiety, but to live boldly under my protection. And when doubt arrives, do not turn from it. I do not turn from your questions, but I lean in to meet you in them. Bring your uncertainties into the light of our relationship. Look back at the seasons of your life. Even in the darkest moments, was I not there? Did I not provide for your needs, comfort your pain, and steady your steps? This is the face of my unchanging love, a love that doubt can never erase. That do not let fear, anxiety, or doubt isolate you any longer. The time has come to choose. Invite me to be the center of your reality, the voice that calms your racing thoughts, the presence that holds you when your world shakes. You will not have to fight alone anymore. Act now. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath, and with your exhale, release the burden of fear. Release the chains of anxiety. Release the veil of doubt. Give them to me. Not tomorrow. Not in a little while. Right now. In the quiet of this moment, make a decision that will echo for eternity. Choose trust. Choose peace. Choose freedom. Step out of the shadow of what if and into the brilliant light of I am. Let my love be not just a concept, but an experience. Let my protection be not just a promise, but your true shelter. This is my call to you. A call from the deep of my love to the deep of your need. Receive it. Live in it. Become it. Because you are loved. You are protected. And you are destined for greatness. Let this message not just skim past your ears. Let it take root in your soul, transforming you from the inside out. Share this light, for there are countless others trembling in the same storm, longing to hear the same whisper. You are under my wings. Receive it, my beloved, because you are mine, and I am yours. Forever. Thank you for listening to the messages from God. If you find it interesting, please subscribe and look forward to the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.